The latest Grow a Garden update is so overwhelming. There are so many new pets. We literally have a gnome, which gives you like this new gnome mutation, I believe. We have this peach wasp that can give you the plasma mutation, which used to be an admin only mutation, but we can get it from this guy. We have a mandrake who can give you the rodent mutation, the griffin that can give you the cyclonic mutation. We have the lemon lion that can give you the brain rot mutation, and we have the apple gazelle, which can give you the new warped mutation, and you actually have to have a sugar apple to get the warp mutation. So there's like so many new things, and my brain is just hurting, dude. These videos, they're stressful now. There's so many pets and mutations I had to look out for, but hey, it's fine. We're gonna still do them. But anyways, in today's Roblox Grow a Garden video, we're going to be attempting to get every single mutation on the new CYCLAMEN seed here. This thing is the new best seed pack seed currently. It's a 1% chance to open it, and we got 2 of them. But I'm going to be growing one and trying to get every single mutation on it, so hopefully this goes good. All right, so I guess first things first is we are going to go ahead and spawn in some triceratopses here to smack this thing and to grow it pretty good, and then we'll do our sprinklers because people are saying, Bandites, do the sprinklers after the plant's actually grown. That way you can get all the cool stuff on it. So, and it seems to work, so I'm gonna go ahead and believe you guys and do that. And then I think I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my golden goose here just so we can get a golden egg prepared, so we can get that fortune mutation ready in just a little bit. And let's go ahead and start watering this CYCLAMEN. I have 400 watering cans, so this should definitely help. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 advanced sprinklers just to make this grow a little bit faster, since that helps with growth speed. And then we're gonna slowly watering can it because you guys were like, Bandites, don't spam the watering cans. You guys have actually been very helpful, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for your help. You have told me a lot about this game, and I mean, there's just so much to remember. I know you guys are like, get this mutation, do this, do this. There's so many different strategies and so many different things. I am one person with one tiny little old man brain. I'll be 25 this year. My brain is slowing down already. I'm probably gonna die. There's so much Grow a Garden content in my head that I don't know what to do, man. There's just so much to think about. Let's go ahead and get these moon cats out here. There we go. That's 7 moon cats, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our sprinklers down now. So we're gonna do a grandmaster on it. We're going to do a master, a godly. We're gonna do another advanced and a basic, and that should give us some big CYCLAMENs. Okay, and now we just gotta wait for our moon cats to sleep all around our CYCLAMEN, and then we will have our triceratops hit it, and then we should be in business with a big CYCLAMEN that will actually be towering and beautiful and gorgeous, and it'll look like me. Beautiful, gorgeous, towering. All right, we got some of these moon cats on it. That's good. Can I travel this over here? Yeah, that's 3 moon cats on it right there. That's pretty good. There we go. Moon cat wave is done. Let's go ahead and pick up one of these guys that didn't even help, like you. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a queen bee here because we're gonna get the queen bee started, since she does have a pretty long cooldown of like 16, 17, 18 minutes there. Yeah, because there's so many pets now. Like, the whole thing of these videos for me now is just to save as much time as I can with getting all the mutations, because it used to be I only sat here for an hour. Now I sit here for like 4 hours trying to get all these mutations done. This game has so much in it now that it's just like my head hurts, and it takes me a long time to record these. So I try to save a little bit of time just so I save a little bit of sanity. Oh, okay, these are pretty big. Yeah, are these fully grown? I don't think they are. I still can't pick them up, but these are definitely a lot bigger than the last ones. Okay, well, I think we're good there then. Let's go ahead and I guess pick up all these guys. All right, and then we'll go ahead and spawn in our golden goose again to start on that that fortune egg that we need. Where's my goose? Where's my little goose guy? There he is. All right, that should be good. And then I'm gonna use my main account to finish growing this, so I'm just gonna skip the rest of the growth time, since these I'm just trying to save a little bit more time. Okay, all right, now these should be fully grown in. There we go. I'm gonna pick up these other ones. There we go. Now we only have 1 CYCLAMEN here. I thought this was 2, but it's 1 just giant one. All right, so we're good there. We're good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and travel this and just spin it around this way, so our kitsune over there, my main account, has less trouble. Let's go ahead and get that butterfly spawned in because my queen bee is already going, and we have about 14 minutes left, but that will save a little bit of time in the long haul for that butterfly. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some sprays on this. Let's go ahead and do a pollinated spray, shocked spray. Guess I'll do chocolate. I'll save that fried, and then on my main account I'll add some as well. I'll go ahead and add a cloud touch and windstruck since I have extras of those. All right, that should be good. That should be 5 mutations on it. Yep, there we go. We have 5 mutations on our CYCLAMEN. It is good to go. And then over here on my main account, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my kitsune. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Kitsune is spawned in, and then we'll spawn in a queen bee to save that Kitsune a little bit of time. And that way we can get the chakra mutation applied to this cyclamen as soon... Sorry, I keep saying cyclamen. To the cyclamen as soon as it's rainbow. Now we just got to wait for all these cooldowns. And yeah, so I'm going to go wait for these things to happen, and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, so we have some magic about to happen. The queen bee is going to cool down our butterfly. The butterfly is going to take our mutations on our cyclamen here and convert it to rainbow. And then our golden goose is going to lay an egg, and we'll have a fortune egg ready so we can get that moved over to our cyclamen in a little bit. Here we go. Queen bee is doing her thing. Butterfly is doing its thing, and there we go. Our cyclamen is now a rainbow cyclamen, so we can go ahead and favorite this so we don't touch that, and we can pick up our butterfly, we can pick up our queen bee, and then our golden goose is going to go ahead and lay an egg here for us. There we go. We now have a fortune egg, so we can go ahead and pick up our golden goose as well, and then we're going to trowel this over here just so it'll give us a better chance of our kitsune over here focusing on this cyclamen only. All right, so let's go ahead and reapply some sprays here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put chocolate back onto it. I'm gonna put shocked onto it, pollinated. I guess we'll do fried, even though it may or may not really matter if we do fried, if we get ceramic, but I'm gonna add that anyways, just in case. And then on my main account over here, I'm going to apply burnt, verdant, and cloud touched. So there we go. I don't have any bloom sprays, but this brings us up to 8 mutations. We're missing like 2 of them that we normally apply. Oh, honey glazed. I was like, what am I missing? All right, so let me go ahead and use a honey sprinkler. But yeah, we ran out of bloom sprays. I'll have to get some more of those before the event ends. But we have about like another week to grind those, so I'll do that. So those are all those done. We will now get chakra in just a second. And now it's time to focus on some of our pets. So I guess since we didn't get bloom, and we usually have that done, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a Spriggan here. Now this guy does take 22 minutes, but he does have a 15% chance to give us the bloom mutation as long as he's near this. So we'll boost him whenever it gets closer. And since he takes a long time, we are going to get him in there. And we are going to get our lobsters in here since they take a while, and we need to try to get molten and meteoric done. So I guess I'll spawn in the jackalope since they're pretty quick, and I'll spawn in 3 of these guys just so we can get them done and out of the way, and then I'll get 2 disco bees started here. All right, I'm going to boost these jackalopes just to help with their cooldowns being a little bit faster so we can get this done quicker, and then that way they're also boosted for a better chance. Jackalope, Sandy. Okay, first one failed. Sandy failed. What about you? Failed. Okay. Wow, they all failed in their first round. Come on. We got to get you guys done and out of the way. We got more pets. Come on. All right. Here comes our kitsune. He is targeting, hopefully, the cyclamen. No, he's straight lining the fortune egg. I wish you'd go for the cyclamen, like the one that we wanted on, but we'll just have to have our Spinos do a little bit more later. That's fine. At least we have chakra somewhere, so our golden egg now has chakra. Now, can we get Sandy? Can you guys get Sandy, but not on the egg? I mean, if you do, at least it's done, but I'd rather it be on the actual plant that we want it on. Give us the Sandy mutation, please. Failed? What about you guys? Come on. Hurry up. We don't have time for you guys to fail. That's another fail. That's another... Bro, why are you guys failing so much? Isn't this thing beautiful? Don't you want to get your sand all over it? All right, we just missed it, but we did get Sandy on our golden egg, which worked. We'll use the Spinosauruses to move all these mutations over. Bro, why? We're not doing the golden egg again. We already did that. Why are you guys all applying to this? Anyways, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our jackalopes now, get them out of the way. Our disco bees are almost done with their cooldown, so hopefully we get disco done and out of the way and actually on the cyclamen directly, so the Spinos have less work to do. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our giant bean lemon lion now. Now, I did give him the giant bean mutation because he looks cool with it, but also I thought there was a giant bean mutation, but I guess that hasn't been added in yet. It was on the wiki, but I guess people had it wrong. Yeah, we only have this guy who's really hungry now, but every 5 minutes, he roars and applies the brain rot mutation, so that's a pretty quick cooldown, so we can get him done and out of the way. We're gonna also spawn in a peach wasp. The peach wasp actually can give us the new plasma mutation. Well, not new, it's been in the game, but it can give us the plasma mutation and also advance other pets' cooldowns. This one also might be a guaranteed pet because it says flies to nearby fruit and plasmifies it, but it doesn't say there's a % chance for it to happen. So we should be able to get plasma done, and then we're also going to spawn in our mandrake. Now, I don't know, is this guy guaranteed? No, he has a 3% chance, literally the tiniest % chance ever to apply the rot mutation. And his cooldown, how long is his cooldown? He doesn't even have a cooldown, it looks like. He just has a 3% chance to do it. Oh, harvesting mandrake crops have a 4% chance to apply rot mutation to a random fruit. Okay, so I don't even need to use this guy yet. Also, we just got disco done, but again, on the golden egg. These guys really love their golden egg. But anyways, yeah, the mandrake, we can't use them yet. We have to wait until later. This guy, we might not even be able to use for a long time in our videos, depending on how many mandrake plants we actually get. But anyways, yeah, we'll have to get some more seeds, I guess, of the mandrakes. I had some on my main account, but yeah, okay, so this guy might be useless. I don't know. But we're gonna pick him up for now then. And the disco bees are done, so let's get them out of the way. And wow, there's so many things on this golden egg that the Spinosaurus will have to move over, but I guess that's fine. Let's go ahead and see if we add anything else to the golden egg. I'm gonna go ahead and boost these guys and see if we get molten done. I think we probably want to start with the spaghetti slot so we can get aromatic done and his 3 mutations to get the spaghetti mutation completely done. And we're gonna work on the pterodactyl. Let's do this H16 one, and then we'll work on the corrupt kitsune so we can get corrupt chakra and tempestuous done. And we're gonna place some carrots shortly for these guys to get their mutations on. Hey, brain rot guy, come here. Give me brain rot. Okay, he gave us brain rot on the golden egg, of course. He was pretty close to it, but I guess that's fine. You know, we'll have our Spinos do some more work, man. That's fine. Make it hard on them. I guess we'll get the junk bot going because he's kind of like an odd man out. We only have one of them, and he takes forever to get oil. So let's go ahead and just get him in there. All right, our Spriggan is about ready, so I'm going to attempt to move this thing next to him, and hopefully we get bloom done. I really miss having the bloom sprays, dude. The more sprays we have, the less time-consuming this is because there's so many pets to go through, and they all take forever with their own cooldown. So yeah, I wish we still had more bloom sprays. I will grind some more out though before the event ends, so we might have to use the Spriggan again for a while. I mean, nothing against you, man. You look like Groot and everything, but like, I don't know, I just like to save some time. Give me that bloom mutation, my man. Come on.
Nope.
Yeah, we didn't get it. Okay, well, that was cool. That looked cool. That's not the bloom mutation, so continue on then. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and give some toys to my lobsters here to see if they'll help us out with anything. Okay, failed, and failed. So they didn't help us with anything. So now I'm just gonna go cry myself to sleep. Spaghetti sloth, he just loves his carrots, dude. I don't know why. Like, there's a golden egg here with all these mutations, and then there's this CYCLAMEN that needs to be mutated, but this dude's like, oh, you got carrots in your garden? I love carrots. He'd just be running over here to give us carrot mutations. Every time, dude, without fail, I could have a bone blossom, and this dude would be like, oh, you know what? That carrot looks yummy. Anyways, at least he gave us meatball, so that'll be another mutation to move over. We got to get pasta and sauce done, and then we also got to get his aromatic pet mutation shard to get moved on to something. Hopefully anything, because that one usually takes a while. So, pterodactyl, corrupt kitsune, and junkbot are almost done. I assume the junkbot will fail me and make me very, very sad like he always does. But junkbot, listen here, buddy. I always be making you deals nowadays, and this time, if you give me the oil mutation, I will do an oil change for you. I will get you some new clean oil. You know, you could be a really good junkbot. You know what I'm saying? All right, never mind. I hate you too. I don't know why my pets just don't ever like me, dude. It makes me really sad. Like, you see the tears coming out of my face? Look at that. Corrupt kitsune, hey, buddy, give me corrupt chakra. Don't fail. Don't fail like 20 times like everybody else. Just do it on your first go. Maybe even just do it directly to the CYCLAMEN, because our Spinos have so much work already. I think they would appreciate it if you could just do it to that. Okay, you're not. Okay, well, we got it on some carrots. That's good. Wait, you did get it on the CYCLAMEN. Bro, I love you. Come here. I just picked up the meatball carrot, bro. I picked up the meatball carrot. What am I doing? All right, well, that's fine. You know, honestly, I don't even care. I need this guy to just do it on our CYCLAMEN anyways. He's going to probably apply meatball like 20 times over. That's what he does. Anyways, pterodactyl, come here, buddy. I need you to give us tempestuous. Why is there silver? I don't want silver right now. Tempestuous, please. And if you want, do it directly on the CYCLAMEN like the corrupt kitsune did. Make me very happy. Or not. But we got it on 2 carrots, so that works. Thanks, buddy. What's next? Peach Wasp is about to sting one of my other pets, which will speed stuff up. I'm gonna give him a toy though, because he's almost ready with plasma. He's just kind of gliding around. I don't know what he's doing, bro. Oh wait, that made both of his things ready. All right, plasma. Oh, let's go. He got plasma directly on the CYCLAMEN. That actually helps us a lot. So, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Peach Wasp. Maybe I'll spawn in 2 of my Spinos because they got to make a dent in this golden egg. It's going to take a while, so I might as well let them get started and start moving these mutations over. Oh, actually, let's do the gnome. He's kind of like an odd man out. He's by himself, and he literally has a 1% chance to mutate a random fruit with gnome. This guy, I have better luck going outside and finding $1 million than this guy giving me gnome. But he looks like Cletus, so I'll give him some love. All right, our lobsters are about to attempt to apply meteoric again. I believe this is meteoric. All right, come on. Let's do it. Okay, that was molten actually, but we did get molten. All right, cool. So we do have molten on this CYCLAMEN here, so I'll let that grow for a second. And our spaghetti sloth is going back for the carrots, dude. This guy loves his carrots. All right, we got pasta. Oh, hey. It's time for a heat wave, actually. Hey, that's nice. Now we can get Paradisal done, and that actually will probably, once we get this stuff moved over, that'll give us ceramic done pretty much instantly, because I'll move wet over and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for these Spinos to move these mutations over. We have a lot of them. Oh, we got oil done too. Yo, Junkbot. Hey, good job, man. We still have to go through the Tranquil Scarlet and the Corrupt Scarlet, so I might as well get... Usually the Corrupt one seems to get done faster. I don't know why. Maybe it's a slightly higher chance. So I'll do Corrupt. All right, well, since the Gnome is a 1% chance, I think I'm just going to AFK him later on in the video. I actually decided I'm going to replace the Gnome for now with the Griffin. I forgot we need to get this guy done because he can give us the Cyclonic mutation. He has a 10% chance, which is better than the Gnome's 1% chance, obviously. So we're going to try to get this guy done and out of the way. I'm also going to give him a treat to boost his leveling a little bit. And yeah, he's only level 2, so he's a low guy. All right, so our Spinos are going to eat up now and eat some mutation. So it looks like they might have just ate oil. And then this one, they're eating tempestuous. And they ate wet, and then they're gonna eat one from this one. So we got molten, wet, tempestuous, and disco moved over to our cyclamen. Now this guy's going. That should be oil on that one. And then he's gonna eat pasta. So now we can get rid of these carrots. And then he's gonna eat one from that. So now we have oil, pasta, brain rot added over to our cyclamen. And then we just need to get fortune, sandy, and chakra moved over. But that actually makes it look like we made some progress now, because now we have 2 rows of mutations. All right, lobster, meteoric, failed. Other lobster, meteoric, failed. And then we got molten again on one of the cyclamen. So that's great, but I didn't want that. I didn't want meteoric. All right, so we had wet and windstruck reapplied, but the main thing we needed there was chakra. So now all we need to get moved over is fortune from that golden egg. And just a second ago, my other Spinosaurus, when I was AFK, actually did move sandy over. And it looks like, did we get ceramic? There it is. There's ceramic. All right, so that took away our burnt and fried, but we do have ceramic, which is a better mutation anyways. So there we go. And it looks like our spaghetti sloth also applied sauce to something. So we just have to get sauce and meatballs moved over now. And we still have to get aromatic from him. All right, so I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is prepare for the ultimate AFK setup so I can try to get all of the mutations that I need while I'm AFK from some of these pets that take forever. So we're gonna try to get meteoric out of the way from these lobsters since they're almost done again with their cooldowns. We're gonna boost them. Hopefully we get that done. Let's go ahead and take a look. I know we're done with most of our pets, but we still have a few. So I'm gonna let our lobsters here attempt to give us meteoric real quick. So let's go ahead and boost them with some toys. Okay, they both failed, so that doesn't help. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these guys up just for now, and I'm gonna spawn them back in just a second. And same with the Spinosauruses. I'm gonna get some of these other pets done and out of the way. So I'm gonna boost the Spriggan actually, and see if we'll get Bloom done. Oh, there we go. We actually got Bloom on 2 things, on the egg and on this. So Spriggan actually just came in clutch for us. We're going to leave the spaghetti sloth here. And then let's get some other pets done, and then we'll set up for the ultimate AFK setup. So I can just go AFK and wait for everything to kind of happen. So we're going to go ahead and spawn in a bunch of chicken zombies. We're going to also spawn in our Raiju. And I'm going to go ahead and place a carrot seed down for the Raiju. And then we're just going to leave our spaghetti sloth here to do its thing. I'm going to try to get aromatic done. And we do have sauce. So all we need is meatballs and aromatic. So let's see if we can get either of those real quick. Okay, aromatic still failed, so we're gonna have to keep him around for a little bit longer, but let's see if we get meatballs done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get zombified done and static, and once those are done, we will then go back and spawn in those pets that were taking forever, and we'll spawn in some Spinos to move everything else over from the golden egg and from our other cyclamens. Sorry, from our other cyclamens. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for our Raiju here to eat carrot and apply static to cyclamen. All right, our Raiju is going to eat this shocked carrot and apply static, hopefully directly to this cyclamen, so it's easier for our Spinos in just a little bit. But here he goes, eats, shooting, and we got our nighttime event to start. And yes, there we go. We have static on the cyclamen. However, it did apply to like every other cyclamen we have. So I'm going to try to pick up some of these just to make it easier for our Spinos, the ones that just only have static on them. So that is another mutation done, and we are good to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Raiju here, and we're just going to wait for, well, there we go. We got Moonlit from the nighttime event. So that's Moonlit done. And we'll probably honestly get it directly applied to this, but if not, again, we have our Spinos to help us with that. All right, Spaghetti Sloth just gave gave us meatball, which is perfect. We now have meatball on this one. We have sauce on this one. And then we need to use our Spinosaurus to move over this sauce, this moonlit, and this meatball, and this bloom. Now, they're going to take a while because they eat, like, everything. But, yeah. Oh, and we also just got another heat wave event, which is nice. So they're going to have to move over that sun-dried as well, even though we don't need it. In the meantime, though, we're going to go ahead, before we set up for our AFK grind, I'm going to go ahead and give some boosts to my chicken zombies to hopefully give us zombified. Oh, and there we go. The first one, literally just 2 of them just gave us zombified. We got 1 on that one and 1 on that one. I'll see, I guess, if the other ones apply it directly to our main CYCLAMEN. All right, so now that we got those guys out of the way, it is time... Excuse me. Ow, that went through my nose. All right. Anyways, it is time to set up for our AFK grind and get the rest of these pets that we need. So we're definitely going to spawn in our Tranquil Scarlet Macaw so we can get Tranquil done. We're going to spawn in our Corrupt Scarlet Macaw so we can try and get Corrupt done. We're going to go ahead and spawn in a Gnome so we can try to get that 1% mutation to get applied to something. This guy's pretty puny and useless, but hey, he's cool. And then we're going to go ahead and try to get that Griffin to give us the Cyclonic mutation so that way we get Cyclonic. And then we're going to spawn in 2 of our Spinos again because these guys have a lot of work to move mutations over to our main favorited CYCLAMEN here. All right, and then what else do we need? I think we got... Did we ever get... Oh, no, we never got Meteoric done, so we're going to need to get those lobsters back in here for sure. Oh, wait, we can only do 1 right now. Hold on. As soon as we get aromatic, we can get rid of this spaghetti sloth. Like, he's good. So do you want to give us aromatic real quick so we can do that?
Nope.
Never mind. All right, we'll wait. I'll go ahead and add another lobster in a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and just get the lobster in, and then we can add another Spino in a little bit. That way we have better chance for Meteoric, since that one is a difficult one to get. And I think that's pretty much it. So these guys will be AFK. These guys, I have to harvest stuff, so I'll do that at the very end. So I'll be back, and I'll see you guys in a few hours, and we'll be back and hopefully have all of those mutations done. I'm going to write those down as well, so I remember what we need, because that's a lot. All right, so I have been AFKing on and off pretty much all day. I think the last time I actually sat down when I was recording was like 5 hours ago, and I've just been letting all the mutations add up, which we pretty much have gotten everything but the gnome mutation. Now, I didn't realize this when I read it earlier. I don't know why it passed my slow, puny brain, but I just realized that this says gains an additional 1% chance for every gnome cosmetic in your garden. So I think if you literally have like 100 gnomes, that guy will be a guaranteed gnome mutation. So whenever the gnome merchant was here earlier, I should have been buying gnomes. I didn't realize that, but I plan to stack up on as many gnomes as possible whenever the next merchant shows up, and I'm just going to place them on the edge of my garden so this guy can always give us that gnome mutation. But anyways, besides that though, with the 1% chance he has, within 5 hours we did not get that gnome mutation done. However, we did have a eclipse event, so we got that added on. We had Meteoric moved over from our Spinosauruses along with the spaghetti ingredients. We had Maelstrom, which is actually the cyclonic mutation from the new Griffin bird, mixed with Tempestuous is what people are saying it is. Everyone's still trying to figure it out because Tempestuous was gone and cyclonic, we got it, but it never was like added directly onto the CYCLAMEN plant. But I think it's because once the Griffin adds that, if you have Tempestuous, it mixes it into Maelstrom. And then we did get Aromatic finally added on and moved over. We got Windstruck, which is an extra mutation since we got the Maelstrom. And then we did get Brain Rot moved over. We got Corrupt and Tranquil finally done. We got Fortune moved over, and we got Plasma moved over and everything else, and Bloom. So this thing has a ton of mutations on it. It is looking good, but we're going to finish off by trying to get the new Rotten mutation, or the new Rot mutation from these Mandrakes, and hopefully harvesting some of these will help us enough to get the Mandrake or the Rot mutation applied to this, or even one of these sugar apples, and we can use this Spinosaurus to move it over. So let me view this real quick. So that's a 4% chance. Let's go ahead and pick these up. See if we get Mandrake. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I guess plant a couple more Mandrake. So the thing about this mutation is this is kind of useless if you don't have Mandrake plants. So that's the only problem with this, is like eventually we're gonna run out of these because they probably won't have Mandrake plants anymore unless they move it to the seed shop. So these pets will become useless. So I'm assuming they're gonna move these to the seed shop. If they don't, then these will literally be useless. But anyways, go ahead and try to pick up some more. Okay, still nothing. I don't know how many to plant. I only have 23 more, so we'll try a couple more here and see if we get it. And there we go. We got it on a sugar apple. That's perfect, actually. So that is done. We're next going to spawn in our apple guy here. Where is he at? Our apple gazelle. And this guy can possibly give us the warp mutation when we harvest sugar apples. So we're going to try it. We're going to try to harvest some here and see if we get that mutation. So I'm going to go and pick up these sugar apples without picking up that rot one. Okay, that didn't really do anything. Let's go ahead and bring my main account in here so we can grow this back and then try to get that mutation done. And in the meantime, since we're done with the mandrakes, I'm going to go ahead and pick these guys up. We're going to get our Spinos back in here to get this stuff moved over. All right, still nothing. We're going to try it at least one more time. And if we don't get anything, I'm at least going to AFK so this guy levels up and gets a better % chance to get this mutation in the future, because this is a difficult one to get. All right, we did not get it. All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to wait to try to get this one in the future. He's only age 3, but he has a lot of time. We can try and get him to level up. I guess I'll leave this guy here and let the apples grow one more time, just so whenever we get back, he might have a little bit of a higher chance. And then we're going to finish off by getting that rot mutation moved over. And then hopefully we can maybe get the apple gazelle's mutation moved over, that warp mutation. So we'll see. All right, so I actually was picking up some sugar apples here, and I ended up getting the warped mutation on this sugar apple. And we're still waiting for our Spinos to move that rot over, bro. I don't know what they're doing, but look at this warp mutation. That thing looks sick. All right, it took even longer for our Spinosaurus to move over the rot mutation and the warp mutation. I don't know why it took so long, dude. I have been literally recording this for nearly 10 hours. I mean, again, it's been off and on with the AFKing, but bro, this one took forever. This one literally took forever. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and reclaim this sugar apple tree so we can make sure we have a clean palette for the next video. But we're gonna go ahead and check this out. So our cyclamen plant here has all of these mutations on it, dude. Like, there are so many mutations. So I want to point out that first off, Maelstrom is the new cyclonic mutation mixed with tempestuous. Also, I can't seem to find the color of the cyclonic mutation because I was AFK when this happened and it just instantly went to Maelstrom. So if you guys know what the color is, let me know because I gotta add that to the thumbnail. Okay, next up we have the warped mutation on here. Oh, look at that, it's a nighttime event. We also have gloom. Now the gloom mutation is when you get rot with the bloom mutation. Those combine and make gloom for a better multiplier chance. We have the brain rot mutation on here, and we also have plasma from the new pet. So like, we have so many new mutations, a lot of them just mixed together, but let's count. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 5 26 27 28 29 mutations. But if we split up some of these like spaghetti, we'd be at about 31 mutations. Maelstrom would bring us at about, honestly, I think that's 2 more mutations because we got Windstruck back, so that would bring us to about like 33 mutations. Gloom, we'd be at about 34 mutations. Harmonized Chakra would bring us to about 35 mutations. So this cyclamen literally has the most mutations that we've ever gotten so far on one of these plants in a video. And if we got the gnomed mutation, I think we would have had a second row here, or at least 2 more mutations, like if we got gnomed and bloodlet, or like Aurora and acidic. Because we did get some of the events, just not the mutations from them. But if we did get some of those, oh, we also had a celestial event. If we got that, we definitely would have had 3 rows of mutations, which might have been never done before. Anyways, enough blabbering. We're gonna go ahead and pick this thing up and check the value with Steven. I wish we would have gotten that gnome mutation, but there's still a chance for amber, so let's see if we get amber. Nope. Okay, we did not get amber, so I guess there goes our chance for amber. But anyways, this thing is so big with so many mutations, it just looks like this now. It is broken, just like my heart. Anyways, let's go ahead and check the value of this. Oh, there we go. Look at all this. Look at all this, dude. It's crazy. Let's go ahead and check the value of this huge cyclamen plant with all of these mutations and see what the ultimate value of this is going to be. So Steven, what are we looking at today? This thing is worth 398 billion. Man, I thought this was going to be more. I don't know if I'm happy about that. I thought we'd be closer to 1 trillion, but I honestly think some of the multipliers have been nerfed a little bit, at least with the huge plants. I think some of the huge plants, they don't give you as much money because people were getting plants that were worth like quadrillions, which is insane. I mean, 400 billion, I can't complain. That is not bad at all. Just about 400 billion at least. But for me spending this much time, we have had other plants on this game that we've gotten a lot more money on. And this was a pretty big cyclamen with a lot of mutations. I think it should have been more, but again, the base value might have been lower than what I was thinking. I didn't actually even check the base value, but yeah, I've done a lot of work on this video, man. I am exhausted, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on the video, comment down below if you think this is worth it with all these mutations, and also make sure to subscribe for bonus points. I'll see you guys in the next one.